Hello again, everyone. The horror nerd Todd Struch here again at Garden State Comic Fest at the Menon Arena in Morristown, New Jersey. And I am standing here with lovely cosplayer Kati Coe. Kati, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great.
How has the show been for you so far?
Show has been fantastic. I love Garden State Comic Fest. It has a great atmosphere. Everyone is so nice. It's a very laid-back convention.
It is. That's what I like about it as well. So you are dressed as Kitana today from Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
How long have you been cosplaying, and what made you decide to get into this?
I've been cosplaying for about 5 years, but I've always loved making my costumes. Every Halloween, I'd make my costumes. It was just something that I really enjoyed. I did theater for a while and did costuming, but about 5 years ago, I went to Baltimore Comic-Con, and it was amazing. The people were in costume, there were comics, it was like both worlds collided, and I realized that I could do both things that I really love, and it's totally snowballed from there.
So you are you still in the costuming business? Is that what you do?
I affectionately call cosplay, it's my second job. My real job, so to speak, is my husband and I actually own a comic and toy shop in Delaware. That's what we do full time. That's our job. It's awesome. So I don't have as much time to get to travel to the conventions anymore because, you know, you own a business, you never stop working.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I still costume. I still get to go out to the conventions. We travel. I really enjoy it. Yeah.
You seem to. You by far are the bubbliest person here, you know, even if you did run away earlier, but we'll keep that between us. I won't say it's our secret.
You can't know about that. No. That's a private secret.
No, I will tell that story on camera later. For maximum embarrassment.
No. Okay, as long as you invite me back afterwards to defend myself.
Anytime. Okay. No, but it was very funny. But that'll be our little. Yeah. That'll be our little secret.
Yeah, that's and his as well.
Well, that's true. But he won't remember it past today. That's the great thing.
We should hang out more often then.
Exactly. Is there? So you're a Mortal Kombat character now. Is there a particular genre that is your favorite to cosplay?
There really isn't, honestly. I do Marvel, DC, video games, Disney. For me, when I make a costume, it has to be something that really sparks an interest. I have to be excited about making it. Like tomorrow, I am wearing Ursula from The Little Mermaid, and I love that costume. She's crazy, she's fun, she's ornery. The costume itself is a lot of fun to wear around the con. So there's really nothing in particular that I stick to, but that's kind of how it's always been, you know? Like, I play video games, I like Zelda. If I read comics, it's probably going to be Marvel. But if I'm watching, animated series, DC. So it all just depends. You know, like most people in the community, I like little facets of everything. Yeah.
Very cool. So you own your own business. You mentioned the comic book store. When did that open? And what are some of the challenges you've experienced in owning your own business, especially that type of business?
We opened our brick and mortar. We've been buying and selling for about 7 years. We opened the brick and mortar shop a little over a year and a half ago. We're heading on to 2 years in September. And yes, it's full of challenges. I think the most obvious is just the amount of work that it takes. We're open 6 days a week, but we work, sometimes I joke and I say we work 8 days out of the week because it just never stops. But we love it. We're passionate. I would say as far as interesting obstacles that I run into is definitely being a female owner of a geek shop. Yeah. I often get asked where the owner is, where's the guy that owns the business, where's the fella manager or like owner, and I have to just point at the business license because it's just my name on it, and I'm like, you're talking to him, so right now. And that is interesting. Some guys are really cool about it. They're really like, oh, that's awesome, you know, that's neat. Others are just a little confused. They seem like a little like I'm tricking them maybe. I don't know.
it's weird that to me it's weird that still happens, because comics and nerd culture have been big, popular right now for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely see a change back from when I started cosplaying 5 years ago to even now. There's definitely been a change in attitude, a change in tides, and I love it. It's a positive thing. But even like when we have girls come in to shop, it's still definitely like a male-oriented community around us. So when girls come in, it's just awesome for me to see that, because it's someone I can connect to. They get it. They're huge fans. They're piling up their comics. Like, it's fun to have that camaraderie, and plus it's just fun to mess with the guys. So that's that's just a plus. But yeah, no, it's definitely, I think it's been good for our community as well, because we're a younger couple. We're in the community for, like I said, almost 2 years now. It was a downtown area, so we're talking like antique shops, bakeries, furniture, and then suddenly we're like, hey, what about comics? And the town was like, that's not really, the aesthetic of downtown, and yet it's been amazing. We've had so many people come in and they're learning, and I have people who have never been into comics that are just curious about the community. So it's, as you can tell from my rambling, I really love what I do.
I would never have guessed. You're so quiet and reserved that I had no idea.
But that's not one of them.
So just sticking with the shop just for a second. For a while it had seemed like there was a downturn in comic book shops. The one in my town closed. A lot of them closed. You would think it would be the opposite with the resurgence. Avengers makes, $1 zillion at the box office, but you would think it would create a resurgence in comic books. So what have you seen as far as the comic book business?
Unfortunately, when it comes to the comics, the people, all of that money are coming from your general public. Marvel has made their movies super accessible, which is fantastic. It's brought a whole new audience into this community, which is great. I hear a lot of people say, like, oh, they only know these characters through the movie. Well, who cares?
Right, so what?
Yeah, it sparked their interest. Then they come to us. We give them a comic. Now they're a comic reader. You're fostering that entertainment and that interest in the industry. I will say, obviously, comic shops, even around us, have closed. We've had shops set up before us. We had shops open up after us, and they've closed around us. We're the only shop within like about half an hour either way. And I think it's because passion is great. Comics, video games, toys, that's all fun. But people, I think, sometimes when they open a shop, forget that it's a business first. So you have to make the decisions that are best for your business and then hope the community follows suit. Passion isn't enough to get you through. And I mean, it's a great thing. You should have it. You need it, but it's not enough. You have to have a foundation there. And I think my husband and I are very lucky that we love vintage toys, comics, old video games. So we don't depend on brand new pieces. We don't have to order from large distributors. We don't have to order from large vendors. So we've really found our niche, and our community has responded to that tremendously. We just had our third move. This is now our third location, third growth, because we ran out of space. We kept outgrowing it. So, I mean, I don't think there's any wood to knock on, but like, thank you. Yeah.
This works just.
Thank you, downtown Milford, Delaware, for supporting us. But yeah, I think that's the thing. And I honestly, people ask me all the time, should I open up my own shop? Should I do this? I think you know best if that's something that you should do. But I just think be prepared, because you're not going to open the doors and people aren't going to file in just because they went and watched the Marvel movie. You have to, again, grow that relationship.
Fantastic. Last question. What is your favorite comic book character?
Ooh. This is hard.
Stumped.
I am stumped. I would say, so when I was younger, it was definitely Batman. Batman was the jam. Like, that was, DC was just, and I still love it. I mean, that is a nostalgic, I grew up on the animated series, like, Batman is still the man. But I I really love Scarlet Witch. I really love Scarlet Witch. I don't think she's gotten quite her due yet in the Marvel movies, which kind of bums me out a little bit, but I'm hopeful. You know, we're about to start the next generation here. But I love it. She's fierce, she's independent, she's bananas powerful. And I just kind of like that. But yeah, honestly, it usually depends on the week. Depending on that week, suddenly I'm like, oh, actually, you know, he's my favorite now. But yeah, it kind of depends.
Very cool. Well, Katie, thank you so much for giving us a few minutes of your time. Your excitement and passion for it are infectious. That's really cool. Tell everybody how they can find you and your shop, and just tell us how people can get in touch.
Absolutely. So if you're interested in my cosplay, you can follow me on Instagram. It's Kati Coe, Katicoe. And if you're interested in my shop, you can actually go to redbandanatoys.com, or as always with every other human, follow us on Instagram under Red Bandana. And we're right in town of Milford, Delaware. So if you're ever swinging by our sleepy little state, swing by and say hi.
Fantastic. Katie, thanks again so much for giving me a few minutes of your time. I appreciate it. Kati Coe, everybody, at Garden State Comic Fest in Morristown, New Jersey, and we will see all of you in the next interview.